One thing I've learned about resin is it doesn't hurt to baby it, and you get a feeling for it after a while and how to do it. A lot of people use like resin stirrers and stuff. I don't like doing that because it always says to stir slowly, and those things don't stir slowly. So I always use silicone because it's very easy to get it out. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you're pouring your parts at like a 45-degree angle because it prevents it then from getting so many air bubbles in. Remember that that's you want the least amount of air bubbles possible, especially if you don't have um, one of those pressurizers or whatnot. Also, make sure you do the hardener first and then put the part A in because for some reason the silicone responds much better than that and it will mix better for you. Now, you'll see I have like no bubbles right now. Yeah, no bubbles. And you want to keep that. So just stir it slowly, get the two parts to mix. Now, I don't always make up a huge batch. And since this is the first time I'm doing the grinder, I am just doing one cup measure for um, each one of the parts. I believe they're 2-ounce little cups, and so I'll probably have to make up another batch. But I wanted to make sure that I was doing what I needed to do. Now, another thing I do is I use a safety torch, and I like to heat up the resin a little bit and heat up the cut. What it does is it thins out the resin, making it more, um, I forget the word, but you get less air bubbles if it's thinner. And you see right now, you can see there is no air bubbles in here. Now, my daughter wanted purple. Let's find purple. I have so much makeup powder, it's not funny. I'm trying to use the ones that I have in that are in these little baggies before I use up the ones in my little jars. Um, but my daughter loves purple, so please, mom, please. So I'm gonna give her some purple. Well, you can put as much or as little as you want in here. Because it's mica powders, it's not going to be like it's not going to be iridescent. If you want to do that, you're going to want to use alcohol inks. I'm just started playing with alcohol inks, so right now I'm sticking with mica powder, especially with a new mold because I know how it'll react. And they say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, and I'm definitely an old dog. Oh, she'll want glitter. Um, Let's go ahead and use the last of my bronze here. I love this foil stuff. I do have a red and silver big bottle of it, but it doesn't really go with um, purple, and it's more of a Christmassy uh, mix there. And then I like to add. Let's see. I love these little containers with all the different colors. And let's see. So I put the glitter and the other accoutrements right in my little cup here. You see how nicely that mixed. And I'm not seeing any air bubbles. But what you want to do is go ahead and cover the bottom of it first. Oh, I might not need to mix more. Look at that. Okay, so we got that. Now what you want, I bought a 5 pack of these 5-gauge knitting needles, and they come in so handy. I always tap them like this. It helps bring any air bubbles up to the surface. But with the grinder, there's all these little holes. So you need to get something with a sharp point and just go around and stick your like toothpick. A toothpick will work too, um, because otherwise you'll end up with air bubbles all through the little points that make up the grinder. So you definitely want to work the resin into the holes and around. Just remember, with anything that you have that has hollows, like holes or rim, you saw me go around the rim. Um, that's to prevent your mold from allowing the um, air to stay in these little crevices and making big old holes. And this is a good trick to do if you're making dice too. Once you pour your resin into the molds, you want to take a little toothpick and swirl it around inside the mold. And it helps bring any air bubbles right up to the top. Um, Another thing you can do if you have um, like a massager or anything that vibrates, you can go ahead and put the mold like half off the thing and stick the vibration right here and vibrate it for a little bit. That helps too, especially if you have deep molds. Always use your phone. Get rid of any surface bubbles. And then you let them sit, and I'll see you tomorrow when I unmold them.